What is going on, guys? Jay back with you today. I'm bringing you episode number 23 of the Be a GM series. Now, usually the video after last one, which was the playoffs where we lost in the first round, would be the off-season video. Now, basically what happened is I was actually going to edit it and I couldn't find it. I lost the footage somehow and it led me to this. So basically in this video, I'm going to be recapping what happened in the off season, because obviously I lost footage, so I can't bring it to you. So if I do find it, I might upload it, but probably not. So basically what happened is we did have a big off season, a lot of trades, a lot of moves, a lot of signings, a lot of releasings, and just a lot of things happening. So basically let's just start right off. I'll show you, let's go into our contracts first of all. Now you may see some players that weren't there before, and you may see some guys that you may not have seen. So first of all, I just want to say that we did trade our backup goalie in Fontinos. We did sign him last year on an entry-level contract, 85 overall, and we did trade him and a prospect and a couple of picks for this player I'm about to show you, Dmitry Mayarov. Now the thing is, you can see on the screen, he's 20 years old. At the time, he was an 82 overall, and he was drafted 2nd overall, I believe it was last year. So obviously he's a great young player, and he's grown already. And obviously, being an offensive defenseman, he's going to put up points for us. So obviously, he's a great fit. He's playing the third line for us. I'll show you the lines a little bit later. And Martinos, unsigned prospect, and a couple of picks to Buffalo for Dmitry Mayarov. There goes with that trade. Second trade I made was 2 players that weren't performing here in Ottawa. We got rid of Hunter Shinkaruk, so you probably don't see him anymore, along with Jakob Silfverberg, our right wing that was playing on the third line. We did trade those 2 and a third to St. Louis for TJ Oshie on your screen now, and the 21st overall pick in the first round, which was the draft that just happened, and a really good young prospect that's already playing the AHL. He's in our lineup there, and he's going to be good for us, I think. He's a two-way forward. Here, actually, I'll show him real quick. It's Blacksmith right here. He's a 74 overall, 22 years old, 4 gold star, and he's got 1 year left on his deal. But that's that player. Another thing is we did release Alex Killorn. We did have Peugeot. I wanted to play more consistently on the third line, along with we had Foster, and I didn't want to rob Curtis Lazar of a spot in the NHL being 80 overall, because right now if you see Dylan Strome's an 80 overall as well, so I don't want to get a jam going to where I have to leave everybody in the AHL and not be able to bring them up eventually and play them and give them their full potential and their full ride here in Ottawa. The next thing I did was sign another defenseman. Now, you may ask why, but Keith Yandel, 88 overall, definitely playing great on the first line with Erik Karlsson, but at the time we did not have a second guy on the left side of the defense that was playing really well with Cody Ceci. Obviously, Cody Ceci performing very well by himself, but at the time we had Xavier Ouellet, or whatever his name is, playing alongside of him, and we had Schutz from last year playing on the third line with Jacob Trouba. That's one thing. Jacob Trouba, I did release him, and Schutz is in the AHL right now. I'm not sure what to do with him either. But Ouellet was playing on the second line with Ceci, and I don't want to say he wasn't doing well, but I feel like we could have upgraded it. So in the offseason, I went and got Jake Gardner. He was a free agent, so we did sign him 5 years, $6 million, and especially with Yandel getting a little bit older. I know he's only about 4 years difference, but by the time Ouellet becomes even better, then we'll have to probably move one of the two. But either way, gives an offensive defenseman playing with. I'm going to probably put him with Cody Ceci, and Gardner being a two-way. I'm going to play him with Karlsson that way, so hopefully they both all get points. And another thing you probably saw, but we did bring up 3 players. Curtis Lazar, which I already showed. Tim Bozen, which we got early in the career of the Ottawa Be a GM series. So I wanted to give him a chance. He's a playmaker. He's 80 overall, and he's just been sitting down in the AHL playing on the first or second line down there. I'm not exactly sure. And Patrick D, I believe his name is. So he's basically the same thing as Fontinos, just a younger, and basically I didn't have to pay him nearly as much because he's still on an entry-level contract. So that's all the major moves really made, guys. Now, I did sign some depth players, but I'm pretty sure you do not care about them because they're just playing the AHL. Don't really matter too much, but I mean, they're just kind of depth. So if you guys want to see the lines, I'll go show that real quick, and then maybe we'll submit through the preseason. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I will show you a couple of the things after that. So our lines are on the screen now. Making a return is Hoffman, Turris, and Ryan on the first line. Palat, so we give Palat more of a chance without Shinkarik there. He gives him a playmaking role instead of a just kind of thrown wherever type of role. So he's playing with Zibanejad and Oshie. Now I was debating, since Hoffman, even though he's a playmaker, I was debating him putting him on the second line. So Palat can be more of a playmaker with Turris and Orion, compared to a Hoffman being more of a goal scorer in this game and putting up more goals usually with Zibanejad and Oshie. Now I don't really know what Oshie's going to do yet, but that should be either way 2 top good lines. Then you go down to the third line with Bozen, giving him a chance on the NHL roster this year, playing alongside with Peugeot and Stone, known to score in their own right. And then going to our fourth line with Foster, which we got last year, same thing as Fontinos, but I wanted to give him more of a chance this year. So then we have Lazar that we brought up, and Palmieri making his return on the fourth line. So going to our defense, we do have Gardner on the first line playing with Carlson. Now I know he's one overall better, but I think either way we're going to have a really strong defense that's going to put up a lot of points. And then Yandel and Ceci there on the second, and even no slouch on the third line with Ouellette and Mayarov. Now, guys, if this defense doesn't score points, I don't know what defense could. But the power play and all other stuff I did do, but I'm not going to show that. But either way, Leonard and D in net for us. So I will go through the preseason after I show you one thing. We did obviously go through the draft. Nobody retired from our team, which is kind of good because obviously we're getting younger and we're getting rid of the older players that aren't really doing much. But one player I did not mention was the draft pick that we did get. He is a right wing, he's a sniper, and he's playing in the AHL. Albert Law, he was a 70 when we drafted him. He jumped up 2 overall. He's 20 years old, and he's in the lineup down there. Obviously, haven't played a game yet because it's still the preseason for the NHL, and hopefully he will get better so that way before we end the series and move on to another team or a Western Conference team even. I'm not exactly sure yet, but hopefully if the series can go on to a different team, different place, whatever the case may be, and we can grow a team there. So going to the preseason, we did obviously shake up the team a lot after 5 straight exits in the first round. I will show you real quick, but we did have our best team, and actually I'm not even sure where it is. I might have to get to the start of the season or something to see that. But either way, 5 straight seasons losing the first round. Shinkarik, Silfverberg, just weren't doing it. They weren't really putting up points. Silfverberg, since we got him again, 20 points isn't good enough for an 85 overall sniper, and 50 points being an 89 or 90 overall sniper, whatever Shinkarik was. I mean, even though when we were playing him, I don't know what it was, but he just wasn't playing good. He just wasn't himself, basically. Now, Hunter Shinkarik in real life is playing like in the AHL or something. I don't think he's really made his debut or done anything really special like a Ekblad or probably like a McDavid or an Eichel's going to do. He hasn't really played, I believe, in the NHL and really made a splash yet. So to see him jump from a 70 overall player, or whatever he is, what he's supposed to be or what he starts out as, going to the 74 and then completely jump into a mid-80s and then just getting a top line NHL spot is just ridiculous, and it's kind of broken the whole system being that. But let's simulate the preseason real quick as we got 7 games, and then I'll probably just show you I'm not sure yet, but we'll just go through the preseason here real quick. And I did mention it in last video, but obviously the footage got corrupted. But the Islanders, the team we actually faced in the first round, did end up winning the title of the NHL. So obviously we don't want to see that. But either way, we did lose to the Stanley Cup champions somehow. Maybe they just had a really bad season, but brought it up in the end. I'm not exactly sure. But 3-2 in the preseason, not really what I want to see, but preseason, you never know with what teams people have. But obviously, we have our full NHL team there, so I'm not exactly sure if that really means much because it is obviously the preseason. So I'm going to stop it real quick because I didn't want to go see the Lions to see how our team is playing. So 5-2, not bad, but I would have loved to go 7-0. Did any teams actually go 7? No. So it's kind of rare to see that we actually go 7-0. I usually get 6-0-1 or we lose in the playoffs or lose in overtime or something crazy. But either way, we're going on 5-2, starting the preseason off right. And stats take way too long to load. I don't know what it is, but either way. So Bozen, I won't start right off with him, But either way, Turris and Peugeot on top of the leaderboards. I mean, Lazar, everyone but Zibanejad is there up with 2 points or more. So kind of, I don't know what to think of this, guys. But I mean, we're putting up solid points. I mean, 4 points on the fourth line. Kind of weird, but you know, whatever. We'll go along with that. Either way, I mean, these lines are solid, guys. Now you may see in the regular season once it starts that Gardner or a Yandel or even a CC or an Ouellette or whatever guys that aren't playing with really an offensive defenseman may not get as many points, but I'm just hoping they can all put up solid points. I mean, I expect the top 3 again with Yandel, Carlson, and CC to go off again. But now with Carlson playing alongside Gardner and Yandel playing with CC, an offensive defenseman playing with a two-way defenseman, they should put up a lot of points, but I mean, I don't know what to really think. But I mean, those are solid numbers in their own right. D and Leonard, 1 goal allowed for D, so that's a good debut for him in the NHL. So this is gonna be more of a shorter video, guys, but I just want to, you know, recap before I just go right into the regular season. I just want to explain to you guys what actually happened to my video, and I did want to let you guys know so you weren't confused and why I just skipped a video all of a sudden. But either way, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment what you think of the series. Sorry about what happened in my video and the footage, but I couldn't do anything about it. So subscribe for more. Anyway, guys, I'll see you later.